Hey guys, Old Iron Finder here. Look at all the stuff I got going on in the shop today. Actually, this is every day. I've got parts for nearly everything in here, a little bit of stuff working on here and there. I thought I'd make a quick video. A lot of guys, I don't know if they just don't know or if they don't want to do it, but I see all these videos all the time about people, how to make money online. Well, I can tell you for a fact that flipping is one of the best, and I mean best, ways to do it. And you can start off super small. So you can actually start going through your own stuff and see what you're not going to need for a while or ever and get rid of it. I still haven't even gone through this shelf of stuff yet. Pretty much anything, the way I look at it, if it's something I'm not going to use in the next few months, I'm going to just get rid of it. I mean, might as well free up some money and buy other stuff that I probably don't need. But you can do that first. You can go through your own items, see what you got for sale. Anything pretty much anymore has some kind of value. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get rich, but I'm just saying, you know, this is a perfect example, and it's not much. This is all metric nuts, bolts, and washers. I use that, so I'm not going to sell it. I don't use them often, but I do use them from time to time, especially working on all this small engine stuff. If I was to put this online and say, hey, I got a box of random nuts and bolts, it's all metric stuff, give me $5 for all of it, or $10 or whatever, somebody would buy it. I'm almost guaranteeing that right now, that somebody would buy it. Everything has some kind of value. It ain't going to be a lot. Some things have a lot more than others. If you have any kind of mechanical skills, that's the perfect way to really flip some stuff and make some cash. It's been several years ago. I bought an old International Harvester tractor. It was a two-wheel drive tractor. It had a front end loader. It came with a brush hog. I think that was it. I think it just came with a brush hog, like a 6-foot, which I wish I had that right now. I could be out putting that to work mowing. It needed an ignition switch and a battery, and it pretty much fired up. I asked the guy, it took a few months to get it from him. He never could come up with a price. It was just on this property he bought. He wanted it gone. He's like, finally one day I stopped in where he worked. I knew him. And I'm like, hey, have you come up with a price on it? He's like, will you give me $450? I'm like, yeah, it's worth that. I came home, put a battery on it, put an ignition switch, got it running. I didn't go through the whole thing. I mean, it's an old tractor from, I believe it was the 70s. It run, it drove, the brush hog worked, the front end loader worked, had a brand new battery, brand new ignition switch. Sold it for $4,500. That's a very nice profit. Not everything is going to do that. Not everything is going to have that kind of profit. About a month ago, I bought 3 vehicles. You can see that Mitsubishi Galant right there. I'm still working on that. Well, I'm not right now. I need to find time to work on that and get it going. I bought the Mitsubishi Galant. I bought a 2005 Nissan Xterra. I bought a 2008 Chevy Impala. I spent $36 putting 2 front hub bearings on the Impala. I traded it for this tractor, which I got to work on. So that's kind of a wash. I might be able to get that tractor running, driving, and mowing and sell it for $1,500 or $2,000. But I bought all 3 of them vehicles with titles for $1,000. The only one I sold so far was that Nissan Xterra. It had almost 300,000 miles. Believe it or not, it run and drove, had ice cold air conditioning, but it needed engine work. It had a dead hole in it. It was smoking. It needed top end work, but it did run and drive. The 4-wheel drive worked. I put a brand new battery on it. It cost me like $100, and I didn't even have to do that. But I wanted to make it easy. Whoever got it, they could just drive it up on their trailer and go. I sold it for $900. So that pretty much paid for the other 2 vehicles. I had that Impala for sale for like $1,000, which was really odd. And this goes, the market too determines a lot of what your profit is, how fast you sell something, how slow you sell something. Right now things ain't doing that great on the marketplace, and that's pretty much where I sell everything. I should have been able to easily get 1,000 or even 1,500 out of that Impala. It run, it drove, cold air conditioning. I just put them hub bearings in it. It was literally ready. I thought that was hair. It's that clamp or whatever, or that roll-up door. Anyways, I had guys offering 300, 400. I'm like, no, man, come on. It's a running, driving car, brakes work, all the power windows and doors work, had cold air conditioning. It's summer in Texas. It's hot. It should have brought 1,000. And I finally got just done messing with people. So I've been seeing this online. He had it for 1,000. Then he come down to 900. And I finally was like, hey, would you be interested in trading? And he's a somewhat local guy. And he's like, yeah, gladly, because I'm driving a 3/4 ton gas rig. I want to save some money on gas. And I told him, I said, look, it's got a lot of miles. It had 250,000 miles. It's not something you're going to go out and drive. You know, I wouldn't drive that thing down to the beach from here. That's like a 6-8 hour drive. I wouldn't do that. But just running around town, getting groceries, picking up parts, man, you can't beat it. So we swapped even over. That's no big deal. This mower came from the same person I bought the 3 cars from. I fixed one mower for her, and she gave me 2 others. Now, I have had this one running and mowing. I ended up putting a new fuel tank on it, new coils. I got to put a belt on it next, a carburetor. It runs, it drives, it mows, it does everything it's supposed to. This was free, so I can afford to put some money in it. The other one was a Troy built. I think I put 2 new tires and wheels on it. That was $130. And some fresh gas and a hot battery. That was another $40 for a battery. Running, driving, mowing. I should have kept it because it was a really good mower. I sold it for $1,000. There's money out there. It's not that hard to make it. You just got to know what to look for. You got to find the stuff on the marketplace and be ready to go pick it up immediately, because other people are on there doing the same thing. They're looking for stuff to buy, fix up, and flip. And there's more than enough stuff out there to go around for everybody to be making money. You just got to be able to do it. I don't always have the time to go grab stuff. And a lot of times I have time to grab it and somebody else has already beat me to it. That's just part of the game, you know. You win, you lose. Have I ever lost a lot of money on stuff? No. I did on one item. And I didn't buy it to fix up and flip. I bought it for myself. And I'm kind of disappointed because I always try to, bargain the price down. But we needed a 4-seater side-by-side at the time. We didn't need it, but it was nice for me to haul the kids around and give us a break, get outside, get off the tablets, the TV, YouTube, all that. Just get out and do something fun, ride around. I didn't even try to knock the guy down on price. I gave, at the time, they were all selling for $9,000 to $12,000. I think I gave $9,000 or $9,500 for this thing. It turned out to be a total piece of crap. Running wise, it was great. It run, it drove, it did everything it was supposed to, but it was just constant. Put hub bearings all the way around it, put drive shafts in it. There was some electrical stuff I think I had to do. It was just one thing after another, just constantly working on it. And I finally said, enough. It's gone. And now that's my 4-seater side-by-side. I actually unbolted the bed, slid it back, put some golf cart seats back there. Now I can take my kids with me. It's okay if it's just me and my wife because we can ride up front and the kids can ride in the back. Are you going to get 4 adults in it? No. I figure someday doing all this small engine repair and doing the stuff I do, I'll come across another 4-seater and fix it up and keep it. And we'll be back in that boat again, have something to ride around in. But back to the money-making stuff. So first, you want to look through your own things and see what you can sell, because obviously that stuff you already own, it's free. And I mean, it could be tools, it could be electronics, it could be anything, household stuff, whatever you got. If you're not going to be using it the next few months to a year, get it gone. Make a few bucks. Then start looking on the marketplace, see what you can find on there to buy, fix up, and flip, if you know how to do it. Another thing you can do, drive around to garage sales, look around at stuff, do some research. You might find things, and it happens all the time, you might find things at these garage sales and estate sales that's either really, really cheap or it's something that's worth a lot of money, and you can buy it cheap and put it on the marketplace or even eBay. I try not to sell a lot of stuff on eBay anymore unless it's something that's going to be really expensive or rare, because they take so much out in fees and things. But if it's something you get really cheap and you can throw it on there and turn it, 100%, 300, 400% profit, do it. Years ago, and I mean this is probably 15 or 20 years ago, I went to an old farm auction. And I looked at a few things and was going to bid on some stuff, and it started going kind of high. Well, I didn't end up bidding on anything, but I was watching, and they do this at a lot of these old farm auctions. They'll have just a pile of trash, old metal, hoe heads, and just different junk, scrap iron. And they had a bid on it. I don't know, it wasn't much, but they just kept throwing more things and more things in this pile of crap to help get somebody to bid on it. Finally, it sold. There was quite a mountain of junk iron and pieces and parts. Well, when the auction ended, I was over talking to the guy. He loaded all this stuff on his trailer, and there was a mason jar, a big square, like half-gallon or gallon mason jar. But what it was an old windshield wiper fluid receptacle or holder. And it still had all the writing on it. It was like Trico, blah, 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 whatever. It went in an old 40, 50 Chevrolet. And it had the lid on it, and it had the two where you could put two hoses on. And I believe on that particular vehicle, it just had basically that foot pump inside. And when you pumped that with your foot, it made vacuum, and it pulled the fluid out of this washer container and squirted it on your windshield. So I asked him about it, if he'd be interested in selling that jar, and he said, yeah, I'll sell it. And I said, well, what do you got to have for it? He said, and I knew it was probably worth, I figured $100. So he said, will you give me $15 for it? I'm like, yeah, I'll give you 15. So I gave him the money, took it home, cleaned it up a little, washed it out, took some pictures. And at this time, I did a lot of selling on eBay back then. I cleaned it up and I filled it up with the blue washer fluid, took some pictures of it. I put it online. That thing sold for $900 and something. I could not believe it. I was watching this thing, and it basically got up to $100 or $200, and I think it was like $250, and I'm like, heck yeah, I done made a good little profit on this thing. And the auction ended during the night. Well, I went to bed. When I got up the next morning, the auction had ended, obviously. I clicked on it, $990 something for a glass jar. The only thing I could figure, there wasn't, and I'm sure there's not a lot of them left around, probably even less now, that aren't busted or got the writing wiped off of them or scratched off. But that's what I'm getting at. You don't know what is worth a lot of money and what ain't. I mean, you may, I don't know. I've done it enough. I can look at something, they can tell me a price, and I can be like, yeah, I can make money on that. I'll pay that price. Have I broke even? Yeah, there's been a few times I broke even or made a few bucks, not very much at all, and almost not worth the work it took to get it going or whatever. But I'm going to say a good 85 to 95% of the time, I'm going to say probably 90 to 98% of the time, I've made a good little chunk of change on nearly anything I bought. And I mean, I bought some junk. But I like working on this stuff too. Obviously, if you go to my YouTube channel, Old Iron Finder, you'll see all this junk that I pick up or have picked up over the years and worked on, got running. And you can't, if you buy like a vehicle or something, you're not going to be able to buy an old bump side Ford short bed and strip it down to the frame and blast it and repaint and do a nut and bolt restoration and come out ahead, because you're going to have 40 or 50,000 doing this, and then you'll sell it for that. Or you might have 20 or 30,000 in it and sell it for 40,000. I mean, yeah, you're going to still make a profit, but if you look at all the time and trouble it took to get it to that point, it's just, to me, it's not worth it. The only way it'd be worth it is if I was fixing something up like that for myself to keep and drive and enjoy. I look for stuff that's mostly complete or as complete as it can get, that I know I can bring home, get a battery on, go through the fluids, maybe do a little wiring or a little mechanical work and get them running and driving, and then I stop. You don't want to sit there and fix every single thing that's wrong with it, because you're only going to do that if you're going to keep it. If you fix all them little things, yeah, you'll make a higher profit, but then with all the money you put in it, you're about the same shape. And here's the other kicker to that, and I'm sweating. It's hot in this shop because I got the fan off because it's too noisy. A lot of the people I've sold to over the years, they want to be the one that does all the finish. They just want to start with something that works and do all the cosmetic stuff or the little, piddly things. They want to do all that. And some of them will actually pay more for something that they can finish out than if you finished it out. And I get it. They feel like they've accomplished something and they get the enjoyment of saying, hey, I did this. And that just works to your advantage. So you got the stuff of your own that you can go through and get rid of, free up some money. You can go to garage sales and estate sales and free up some money. And another one, here's one that I like a lot, a little town over from me. Of course, I've cleaned them out over the years. They'll do what they call a citywide cleanup. So anything that's too big to go in the normal trash or stuff that the normal trash wouldn't ordinarily take, they'll have, I think, 2 days a month where you can put that stuff out and the trash man will pick it up. Man, I've picked up ride mowers, push mowers, edgers, weed eaters, all kinds of things like that. I picked up other items, household stuff. I picked up a set of rollerblades the other day that just nobody wore anymore. Are they worth a lot of money? No. They were free. I could probably put them on the marketplace, sell them for $10. But hey, that's $10 and all I had to do is stop, get out, and go grab it and throw it in the truck. I don't know how many of these mowers I've picked up that I brought home, put a battery on them, clean the carburetor out, put fresh gas in, and they run and drive and mow. Occasionally, you got to do a little work on some of them. I mean, again, you can go to my channel and you can see what I've done as far as picking up stuff on the side of the road. I've got a lot of videos of free items that I've made and run, and I've threw them back on the marketplace. And the marketplace is a good place to find this stuff. You can find a lot of things on there that are not running that you can get pretty cheap, bring them home, fix them up, and put them right back on the marketplace, and somebody will buy them. Because people don't like working on stuff. And nowadays, with everything being throwaway, a lot of times somebody has a ride mower that they don't want or is not acting 100% right, they'll push it out by the road, or they'll put an ad on the marketplace, free or $100, come get it, and they'll just go buy a brand new one. A fourth thing you can do, put an ad on the marketplace. Say, hey, I'll come pick up your mowers, your weed eaters, your mini bikes, go-karts, whatever you got, vehicles, tractors. Put an ad on the marketplace, and you got to offer them money, obviously. But tell them, say, hey, I'll come haul off your old junk for you. Go get it, bring it home. You got to have a truck. You got to have a trailer with a winch, preferably. And you got to have the know-how again to come home and fix this stuff. But that's another way you can make money online flipping stuff. Put an ad. You do not know how many things that people have called and said, hey, I got an old ride mower and a tiller and I don't want them. Come get them. They're yours. Okay, I'll go pick them up. They'll be like, send me the address. And sometimes they'll be like, hey, I got a zero turn or something. You give me $100 for it? What's wrong with it? Old gas or whatever, needs belts. Yeah, I'll give you $100. Go get it, bring them home, fix them, flip them. There's an endless amount of that kind of stuff online. I had an ad, I think it was 2 summers ago. I was going to do small engine repair then, and I was just kind of halfway advertising it, kind of like I am this summer. And as you can see, I'm staying pretty busy on top of my regular skid steer work and welding and other stuff I do. But anyways, a couple of years ago, I put an ad on the marketplace that I'd come pick up your old mowers. I ended up with, I'll bet, a dozen old riding mowers and push mowers and stuff. Sold a bunch of them. Some of them were just junk. Threw them right in the scrap trailer. That's another avenue of money. So I've got a trailer out here, and it's all beat to heck, and that's why I got it. And whenever something's just too far gone, it just goes in there. And then when that trailer's full, I haul it to the scrapyard, make a $100 or $200, sometimes $300. I think the most I ever made was like almost $500 off a load of scrap, but it was heavy. And there was a lot of short iron in it. But anyways, back to the lawnmower stuff. So I was getting all these lawnmowers, and a guy calls me or sends me a messenger message. He's like, hey, I got this old Troy-Bilt pony or whatever it was, riding mower. And he said, if you want to come get it, he goes, I'll push it out in the end of the cul-de-sac and you just come get it. You don't have to talk to me or nothing. You just come load it up. I'm like, all right. I said, well, I'll bring a battery and this and that and, air compressor or air tires. He goes, oh no, it's running, driving, ready to go. And I'm like, what? So sure enough, I get there and I had my old trailer, my tilt trailer, just a mechanical tilt. I backed up to it, tilted the trailer back, got on it, hit the key, it fired up. I drove it on the trailer, I engaged the deck, it mowed, I shut it off, killed everything, brought it home. The guy said he just didn't need it anymore. I guess I think that guy was having a lawn service come mow. And I just cleaned it up, blew all the old grass clippings off of it. Didn't need to do anything to it. It was a running, driving, mowing riding mower. And I sold it for, I don't know, I think $400. But, yeah. So, you just never know. There's always a way to make money online. I've thought about doing an ebook, and I still may do it, on this topic we're talking about right now. I'm trying to figure out, I'm getting it all categorized right now. I'm trying to get it up. Y'all are getting the info for free just by watching this video. But yeah, so if you want to make some money flipping stuff, the big thing, you got to know how to work on this stuff, or have somebody that you can pay to work on it and just pay them out of what your profit's going to be. But it's been real profitable for me over the years. There's been times where that alone is what paid my payroll month to month to month until I got work. So don't be scared to go out and ask people too. This is kind of a fifth way to do it. You're driving around the countryside, you see an old vehicle or an old tractor off in the field, stop in and ask them. Sometimes you get your butt chewed out. I ain't selling that, get out of here, get off my property. 9 times out of 10, they'll just politely say, no, I'm going to fix that up one day. And good and well, they're not gonna, but that's fine. But a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, what do you give me for it? And I always just tell them, no, what do you got to have for it? What do you need to get out of that? And if they say, I'll take $500 for it, then you just decide, is it worth $500? You got to know what it is you're buying. And as soon as they tell me a price, my mind instantly goes to, what can I sell that for when it's running? And if my mind's thinking, I can get $1,500 or $2,000 out of it or more, and they say $500, I'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll be back with a trailer. And then sometimes you'll be surprised. You'll get something and you're like, holy crap, that thing's worth about $6,000 running and driving. You got to know what this stuff is worth or have a real good idea. And if you're not 100% sure, go online. If you see a Ford 9N tractor sitting out in the field, it's 100% complete, it hasn't ran in Lord only knows when, go on the marketplace and see what they're asking for them on there. And also see what they're actually selling for. If you see one on there and it's $1,000 and it runs and drives and it's been on there for weeks and weeks and weeks,